Good morning. Do you ever just have those moments in life where everything just feels easier if you stay in bed? I'm on new medication which is making it really difficult for me to concentrate, and my head is really fuzzy, so I'm finding it quite difficult to string words together. Nothing I say is really coherent, everything's a bit jumbled up. I've tried to film this video twice already and just the footage is so bad. I look so shaky and all the words I say don't make sense. So I'm trying again in bed, and hopefully I'm a lot more relaxed right now and the words will come out properly. As I said, I'm on new medication, 50 milligrams of sertraline, which is an SSRI. Obviously I'll keep you updated on how that's getting on, but this video is not about my pills, it's about my decision to go back onto them. Ever since moving to uni, my mental health has been slowly declining, and I was trying to ignore it and make excuses for myself and basically just tell myself that it would sort itself out. But at the end of December I was in such a bad state, I don't think it would have been possible to get myself out of it on my own. It was quite a difficult decision for me to decide to go back onto medication, because although the medication I was on before was very helpful, the side effects are not so great. But in order to recover, you've got to make sacrifices, and I think that's what recovery is. It's making a lot of little sacrifices all the time. But sometimes you've got to make bigger sacrifices, and that's something that I've done over the last couple of weeks. I'll give you a very quick backstory. I was on the BSc Maths course when I came to university, and all along I'd been intending to change it to Maths with Spanish, which was what I really wanted to study. But I'd been putting it off because basically I didn't want to write a personal statement for 2 subjects. So once I got here, I changed my course. I didn't get a timetable for the first couple of weeks, so I couldn't go to any Spanish lectures, which, you know, is the first couple of weeks. It might not seem like the biggest deal, and it wasn't really. I didn't miss out on much learning, but it created this horrible anxious feeling that, I don't know, it's very difficult to explain it. I started to associate Spanish with being anxious, and that continued right up until December, and it was just getting worse and worse and making my mental health worse and worse. I wasn't doing any work for my Spanish module. I just couldn't do it. Literally, I would look at Spanish words and have a panic attack. Like, that's how extreme it got, and it was completely irrational, and I could recognize that, but at the same time I couldn't get past that barrier of associating Spanish with being anxious. Once I got back to university after Christmas, I decided enough was enough and I couldn't go on like this because it was literally making me so ill. So I decided to change my course back to straight maths. The problem was that the Spanish module was a year-long module rather than a semester-long module, so basically they couldn't give me any credit if I changed my course back, which I wasn't bothered about, but they seemed to care about. I had to speak to quite a lot of different people around the university and explain my situation and how horribly ill Spanish was making me, completely irrationally, but it was still making me ill. All they had to do was sign a piece of paper saying that I would be able to change my course. It wasn't going to really affect them in any way, but it made me feel like I was being very selfish and that I was just giving in to my mental health problems rather than persevering and seeing how far I could get. But I think we all know that in general, doing something that makes you anxious isn't going to stop making you feel anxious. It's going to make it 10 times worse. I've been learning Spanish since year 7, and it's going to be very strange not learning it anymore, because I love Spanish. I had to give that up in order to get better, and I can still learn Spanish, and hopefully now I'm teaching myself it and I won't feel horribly anxious all the time, and therefore I'll actually learn things. We'll see. Making sacrifices for your mental health is very difficult because it feels like you're never going to reach the end goal, so what's the point? But when you actually get there, it feels amazing, and every single moment is worth it. Just right now, when you're on the road to recovery, it's hard to see that, and you've just got to keep going. I suppose I'm fortunate enough to have gone through it before, so I have that experience to draw on. Before I gave up so many things, I moved schools so I could have a fresh start. I gave up alcohol, very difficult for me, as you can imagine. You know, I just gave up a lot of things in order to get where I needed to be. It's frustrating that I have to do all that over again, but I'm excited to be better. I'm really excited for that. I think that's all I have to say. I hope
you don't mind me filming this video from my bed. I literally just woke up and was like, I cannot use that footage from yesterday. Let's do this now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my pink fluffy pyjamas, and I will see you all soon. Bye.